All right, to a Fox News alert. The accuser at the center of the infamous 2006 Duke lacrosse rape case just admitted to making the whole story up.
Chanley Painter is here with the details. Hey, Chanley.
Hey, good morning. That's right. It was a huge national story back in 2006 when Crystal Mangum falsely accused 3 Duke lacrosse players of raping her while she was performing as a stripper at a team party in March of that year. And now, more than 18 years later, she is finally admitting that she lied about it all, saying this, quote, "I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. I made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and from God." The 46-year-old also apologized to the 3 Duke players who were all found innocent of the crimes and later sued the university after their case was dismissed in 2007, reaching an undisclosed settlement. And the prosecutor on the case, Mike Nafon, was later disbarred for lying in court and withholding DNA evidence, which ultimately absolved the young men. And at the time, Mangum was not prosecuted for perjury due to questions about her mental health. But she is currently behind bars serving time after a jury convicted her of second-degree murder in the stabbing death of her boyfriend in 2013. And even now, with her admission, Mangum says, Mangum could not be charged, with perjury because of the statute of limitations, of course, in the state of North Carolina. Guys, back to you.
That's right. We knew she wasn't. We knew she was lying. She got caught lying, but we haven't had her admission. But you pointed out something about her background.
Yeah, I think Chanley just mentioned it. She's serving prison. She's in prison for murdering her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right, so she's not.
She is, and Chanley mentioned that she cannot be held liable in North Carolina because of the statute of limitations. It's only 2 years. Chanley also mentioned the DA. Remember Nifong? He was on the news all the time. And shortly after the players were charged, he said, "There is no doubt about this being a sexual assault that it took place." And he said it was racially motivated. And then when he was disbarred because he withheld DNA evidence that would have helped the players, but that never came out.
People have a right to come forward with their allegations, and I think we should litigate them in court. But there has to be a severe penalty when people go out there and just make up stuff, lie, and destroy people's lives. You know, I think about the lady, what was she, 80-something? The lady that falsely accused Emmett Till of them. She was 80-something, and she finally admitted that she was lying. And people were like, she shouldn't stand trial for that. Absolutely. I don't care what age you are. When you finally reach your conscience of wanting to tell the truth about a situation, you should be prosecuted. There should be severe penalty. These guys are never going to have their lives back. The damage has been done.
And reframe Emmett Till. He was killed by he was killed by...
He was lynched. He was 14 years old, was falsely accused by a woman. And later on in her life, I think she just died like a year ago. She was in her 80s. She finally came forward and said it was not true. So there's consequences. Now, I'm not saying this is the same in his way because no one was lynched, but their lives were destroyed as well. So there has to be consequences for that. If it's true, let it be litigated in court. I just hope this is a cautionary tale for the media. Don't just run with allegations.
You just reminded me, too. You know what did happen? The coach got fired.
Yes.
Immediately. And he ended up going to another school in Rhode Island, Bryant, and revitalizing that program. But he was considered one of the lead coaches. John Danowski, a fantastic coach, went down there with his son, and they restored the program. But essentially, he gets fired. They find out it's all a lie. Those kids, young, graduate. They can't get jobs. And now they don't want this on their resume. They're hoping their name's not picked up. But this is
good news for them.
That's why, I mean, not to make this about God, but the 10 Commandments, he tells us not to do these things to prevent us from hurting ourselves and hurting other people. Says not to lie, not to cheat. There are consequences for these actions.
And you know what she did? At the same time as she admitted that she made up the story, which destroyed their lives.
Right.
She is asking those 3 young men to forgive her.
She is asking for
Well, we can forgive, but not forget.
But the captain of the team is actually from my town. And I remember the whole family was like, we will never talk about it.